Oscar from Eco Air. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jim. How are you?
I am living the dream. Thanks for joining me today. Hey, someone who listens to the radio program sent a question, and can I ask you that?
Hit it.
Okay, it's about thermostats, and I hear this all the time. I
Okay.
bought a thermostat. Should I install it myself? I have an answer to this, but I'm going to go to you, the expert. Should the homeowner be installing their own thermostat? Why or why not?
Ooh, man, that's a really good question, man, and a very common one too, Jim. So the question is, I'm gonna go ahead and go 50-50 here, man, because I've seen success by the homeowner doing it, and I've also seen failures by the homeowner doing it. So um if you want to avoid, maybe some future problems or something shorting out, then 100% call that professional, right? Call that HVAC technician. But I've also seen success with it too, right? So if you're
Mm.
confident with, you know, unplugging that system or calling or looking it up on YouTube, then hey, by all means do it. But if you want to play it safe, if you've never done it before and you don't want to short something out and maybe become a bigger issue, then 100%, man. And call an HVAC technician. It's very inexpensive for a service of that matter. And yeah, Jim. So
Yeah. Um, Now, some of the downsides I know are if you're working on your own HVAC system, heating, ventilation, air conditioning system, with today's components is totally different than 50, 60, 70 years ago. Okay.
absolutely.
And if you short something out, which
Hmm.
can happen when you're working with the wires with the thermostat, you can damage parts and it can be expensive. And then they will have to call you out.
Very true. Yep. So that's what it is, right? So again, if you want to play it safe, 100%, always go towards that company, that trusted company that you've heard of.
Are all thermostats wired the same?
The answer to that is no. All of them, some of them are, some of them aren't. Especially if you have a full electric heat pump system versus a system. You have to make sure that it's programmed right. Wiring is differently on that, which can definitely get tricky, So
So they're not all compatible.
absolutely not. Nope. You have to know what kind of system you have, Jim, for
Mm.
sure.
So my recommendation is to call Eco Air for sure because
Okay.
um, it it's not worth it. We try to take shortcuts and it can be dangerous. You see it a lot in plumbing, and plumbing is very evident pretty quickly because when you turn off the water and then you do your little plumbing job and turn the water back on,
Mhm.
if it leaks, you know pretty quick. Um, Now, also, if you see some sparks come out of the thermostat or the system just doesn't run and you find out later that there was this PC board that fried on the main system, that'll slow you down as a homeowner because that part may not be available right away and you have to have a qualified technician to come out and replace that part once it's diagnosed. So then they got to diagnose it. Why doesn't it work? Oh, it's shorted out. Oh, this whole part has to be replaced. Years ago, something simple could be replaced. Now the whole piece, that whole board, right? That whole unit has to be replaced,
Yep.
which has transistors and has capacitors on it and so forth. And it's relatively expensive. Things aren't simple anymore. Great systems, okay. Multi-speed systems, they're high efficiency, they're smart, the thermostats are smart, they know you and so forth. But if you're smart as a homeowner, you're going to hire a qualified technician to come out and do it. I think it's worth it. It's really not that much more expensive. Wouldn't you agree to have a qualified technician come out? And then while you're out there, you can also take a look at the entire system.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Jim. It's a small expense to do a task of that size, that can definitely potentially turn into something way bigger, right? And God knows that we've definitely experienced that where people try to do it themselves, save that, that service fee
Hmm.
and that labor fee, and it just kind of comes back and bites them in the butt. Um, so yeah, Jim.
I like these new smart thermostats. Can you help people identify what the best one would be for their home?
Ooh, it's a good question. So right now there's a few. There's some of my least favorite, and there's some of my more favorite that
Huh?
we have got many callbacks, right? So right now that we have I think Ecobee is pretty darn good. We've had some issues with the Nest thermostats, more than we would like, but they're still awesome, still, aesthetically pleasing and stuff. But if you'd like something that's going to be dependable and increase that longevity of that system, I would probably go Ecobee for sure.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about asking a professional like you because you're in the business. So if
Yes.
someone goes to Amazon or to a big box store and purchases a product, has it delivered to their home, and then starts unscrewing their old thermostat and screwing a new one in,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of issues with that. And I just highly recommend hiring a qualified company to come out, train technicians. It's really important. We don't drill our own teeth. We don't operate on ourselves. We're not going to replace our own transmission. Most of us aren't. And so why would we do this with our thermostat and our entire HVAC system, right?
I agree, Jim. Absolutely.
All right. Oscar, as always, thank you so much for joining me today on the program. I really appreciate your insight.
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you.